¿Qué tal? Buenas, buenas. Continuamos en este playthrough de Horizon Forbidden West. En el capítulo anterior nos habíamos quedado en esta misión de El Mar de Arena. Habíamos matado a uno de estos robots gigantes que están bajo el agua. O sea, este de aquí. Ya habíamos bajado el agua y entonces nos pusimos ahí a darnos un tiro. Ahorita vamos a ir con Poseidón. Creo que también hablé con estos señoritos, pero igual déjales volver.
First of many marvels.
He carried the precious treasure as one carries the eternal spark of hope.
Right. But also the first of many dividends.
Va. Entonces vamos con el señor Poseidón.
Poseidon should be somewhere beyond this door. Time to bring it home.
Vamos viendo nomás primero si hay alguna cosa que pueda encontrar así rápido. Que me haya pasado como de explorar.
Going down.
A ver, aquí hay cositas. Ahí se escuchan esos güeyes como eco. Pues yo creo que definitivamente va a haber cosas por ahí, pero no me quiero tardar muchísimo recogiendo ahí coleccionables así. Ya recogí algunos y pues los que no, pues ni modo. No parece ver.
Poseidon should be somewhere beyond this door. Time to bring it home.
Vamos. El piso está seco, o sea que aquí no estaba inundado. Y bueno, aquí está goteando, pero no hay charco. Agua evaporizante al instante.
Okay. Poseidon should be hiding in some kind of processor. I need to find a console to gain access to it.
Ok. No me deja abrirlo. Ahora sí.
There. I should be able to use that console.
Y todos los servidores intactos. Es que esto sin, sin mantenimiento no lo veo viable, la neta.
I can't do it. I can't give up on this place. I'm leaving everything on standby. The system's equipped for runs for decades, if not hundreds of years. It's a long shot. But maybe someday, against all odds, someone will find this place again. Marvel at its lights and wonders. Discover a fortune and boundless opportunity. Make it their own dream. After all, if the city can give me a second chance, if water can flow in a wasteland, anything's possible.
He was right.
Qué agradable sujeto. Y puede que siga vivo porque se fue con los Zenith. Hackeando de nuevo. Oculto en el código del aire acondicionado, así que alguien debió de introducirlo mediante una interfaz de termostato. La verdad es que estuvo chistoso. ¿Conoces el anuncio holográfico del espectáculo de los cavernícolas fogosos del vodka? Bueno, pues resulta que les habían quitado los taparrabos. Estuvieron así casi una hora antes de que lo apagáramos. Pero más aparte, esto no puede volver a pasar. Revisé los sistemas medioambientales y holográficos y están bien. En tu turno, echa un ojo al agua y al código de filtración. No quiero ni pensar qué podría ocurrir si esos sistemas estuvieran en peligro. Sería muchísimo peor que unos cuantos neandertales desnudos por la franja. Ujujú.
I'm here to bring you home, Poseidon. To Gaia. Elizabeth Sobek. Alpha Prime.
Master override activated. Restoring Poseidon's subordinate function to original code.
Okay. Gotta bring this back to Gaia.
Vamos para allá.
System reboot initiated.
Looks like taking Poseidon triggered a restart of the city's power system. Roland and crew must have headed back up top. Probably use their carrier, but that's okay.
Sinceramente yo no esperaba un... Ve nomás, qué perrón, güey. No me esperaba un escenario así en Horizon. Les quedó muy perro. Les quedó muy perro. Felicidades a los desarrolladores. Es que incluso no me quiero ir. Quiero verlo por lo menos prendido todo. Ve nomás. Cómo debió de haber estado todo esto en funcionalidad, ¿no? Cuando estaba todo bien. ¿Por dónde subo? No, por acá. Todo esto lo pasamos nadando, ¿no? Y ya se ve medio seco esto, ¿no? No sé si secaría tan rápido. Ah, cabrón, ya prendieron ahí. Supongo que estos señores que venían, ¿no? Esto está demasiado seco, ¿no? Debería estar todo así como lodoso. Vámonos para acá. Esto ya lo chequé.
Looks like that elevator I found earlier. Maybe I can catch a ride instead of climbing back up.
Maybe tiene razón.
Whatever she did, it must have powered up the whole city.
Is that an eagle?
How much? Oh, show my old Gramps always wanted. There's another.
His dream realized, his old Gramps' legacy ensured. Our hero beheld the sea of desert lights and wept at his good fortune.
When I saw the embers as a child, I never dreamed they could be like this. Thank you, Aloy. Well, did you find what you were looking for?
I did. And Now I have to move on.
Oh. Oh. Come back when you can. I got big plans for this place.
I thought you wanted to put on shows with the Emperors back in the claim.
Oh, no. This is the show. Oh, can you imagine? Folks from all over the land coming to take it all in. Plus some food and a nice place to stay.
Not to mention a variety of entertainment venues.
Don't forget, games of chance. Plenty of shards to be had there for certain.
A new dream, huh? I hope you make it happen. Goodbye, gentlemen.
This delve was a story for the ages. All thanks to you.
La neta sí quedó mamalona la ciudad.
If Moreland and crew's gonna stay, maybe I should come back and check on them later. For now, I need to get Poseidon back to Gaia. But with all the ruins here, I want to look around before I head back. And with my new diving mask, I can swim as deep as I need to. Like at those deep water sites I found earlier.
Tú vendes cosas, ahí ya te las
A
compré.
lot of shards to get this place
Oh,
up and
my
running.
old Gramps would have
As
watched
his
these
latest
lights for
adventure
hours
faded
on
into
end.
legend, the old wordsmith contemplated the next chapter.
Ah, pero todavía no tienen misiones ni nada, ¿verdad?
The old one.
Espero no olvidarlo.
Okay.
Chance y más al rato en la historia esto saquen misiones, pero espero no olvidar venir aquí. Es que, güey, ve nomás este pinche juego, güey. Está rifadísimo. A ver. Quiero quitar esto para que se vea en su máximo esplendor. Pinche cartelito, quítate. Bueno, es que cool. Ay, las luces eran como hologramas. Por eso, aunque los edificios estén destruidos, siguen como encajando ahí. Eso creo que no lo puedo escalar. Tal vez volando se pueda. The City of Dreams. Hay una lámpara de un... ¿Cómo se llaman esos? ¿Magos? No, no es mago, es otra cosa. Nada mal, nada mal. Aquí nada, hoguera. Entonces vamos para allá.
Oh, spotted.
¿Qué es eso, güey? Ay, güey. Ya desbloqueé la hoguera, pero ahora me está siguiendo esta chingadera. Ahora ya deja activo esta cosa. Ahora sí, vámonos. No mames. A ver, otra hoguera. Esta. ¿Esto cómo se verá de día? Ujú. Pues hoy vamos a desbloquear el mapita, ¿eh? Todavía nos queda un pedazo considerable. Entonces, vámonos para aquí.
My fingers feel stiff in this cold.
Y viene ahí con el torso semidesnudo. Y el frillito. Ya regresé, jovenazos. ¿Tienen algo nuevo que comentarme? Tal vez después de hablar con Gaia. Hey.
Haven't seen you in a while.
I should probably go.
I'll be here if...
Todavía no.
Welcome back, Aloy. I see you have recovered Poseidon.
Nomás espérame.
There we go. More data for the dome.
Disconnected. I like this one.
Oye, qué bien se ve. Qué bonis. A ver, ¿tú tienes algo que decirme? A ver, otro. ¿Esto es lo de Las Vegas? Creo que sí, ¿no? Creo que sí.
Aloy, can you come downstairs? Beta has something you need to hear.
Okay. I'll be right down.
Aloy, I have managed to unlock additional rooms within the facility.
Got it.
Ni me acordaba de Beta.
Hey, Gaia. Me again.
Welcome back, Aloy. Where shall we resume?
A ver qué cosas nuevas tienes.
Were you able to make use of Poseidon?
Yes. Many rivers, streams, and lakes associated with the regional watershed have been detoxified. As a result, red algae growth levels have seen a marked decline. According to my data, however, it appears a localized occurrence of red algae continues to persist near the coast.
Maybe I'll look into it when I can. So, Poseidon spent the last 20 years hiding out in Las Vegas. From the data I found, it seems the city had an advanced water reclamation system. Is that why Poseidon went there?
Most likely. In an effort to protect itself, Poseidon sought out a safe harbor where it could access water supply functions. There, buried and encased in a protective dome, it could guard against any threats.
Like 3 Oseram showmen?
I suspect that was not the first time it felt the need to repel trespassers.
No fuera por él hoy, no hubieran conseguido nada.
The missing subordinate functions. What can you tell me?
Artemis rewilded the Earth. Eleuthia was responsible for agriculture. Apollo and disseminate. Unfortunately, all archived Apollo.
Fair.
Esto ya.
He appeared.
All 3 or work. Do you...
Restore impact and attaining.
I guess that will...
Ajá. ¿Qué sería? Cerca del mundo antiguo. Este lugar.
So I guess this room was meant to keep an eye on conditions outside?
Yes. From here, the facility's operators would have been able to observe weather and machine activity in real time. It may be possible to restore more of this room's functionality, should you find and reconnect additional camera feeds.
I'll keep a lookout.
Siento que esto ya me lo he dicho, ¿no?
When I dove down into Vegas, I found data about the man who built the dome over the city. Stanley Chen. It turns out he was a member of Far Zenith. But if he loved Vegas so much, why did he abandon it? Why not try to save it?
Pues ya se van a morir
The
todos.
Zeniths at their core have proven to be exceptional survivalists. Faced with overwhelming odds of extinction, they chose to flee.
Even still, what he achieved. Water to the wasteland, an entire city brought back to life. 1,000 years later, the whole place was still on standby, just waiting for someone to come along and wake it up.
Sería tecnología muy perrona, ¿no? Como para aguantar ahí en hibernación 1000 años.
So there's a few people here now, and they're learning. All about you, the ancient world. Almost like what was supposed to happen before Apollo was purged.
Yes. While the loss of the Apollo database was catastrophic, there is still much that can be gleaned from the data you have uncovered. For instance, Varl has been reviewing the last recorded entries from those who perished during the Pharaoh Plague. Hearing their hopes and fears made him quite somber.
Anything I should be worried about?
I do not believe so. I have elected not to intervene, to allow him to process this on his own terms.
Y aún así creo que habían dicho que los de Far Zenith tenían una copia de Apollo. Entonces seguramente podremos recuperarlo. Creo que eso ya lo preguntamos.
I'll be off.
Farewell.
Oli.
Welcome back.
¿Juguemos asalto? A ver, ¿qué es
What's
eso?
this?
Strike. It's a Tanakh game. I'm pretty bad at it, but it's fun.
Think you could teach me?
I would, but I can barely make sense of it myself. Be better off learning from Salma and Chain Scrape. She can be pretty passionate about it. She knows Strike as well as any Tanakh.
Guess I'll have to make some time to visit her when I can.
Salvando el mundo y aprendiendo jueguitos de mesa.
I should go.
Las prioridades
Back to
bien
studying it is.
puestecitas. A ver, señorita, ¿usted tiene cosas nuevas?
Back again.
I should get going.
May you unearth that which you seek.
Parece que no, ¿verdad? A ver, tenemos su misión secundaria. Ah, no puedo hacer nada. Chale. Luego está... Ya dijo que se abrieron puertas por ahí, ¿no? Vas a ver cuál.
The coming battle won't be easy.
A ver, ¿tienes cosas nuevas?
My time has been well spent on training, I assure you.
Anything else you've been looking at with that focus?
Gaia showed me the knowledge you recovered out in the desert. I am no chaplain, but I'd be curious to test if something I read is true.
What is it?
The old ones believed one could hear the great waters, even in the middle of the desert, if you carried the carcass of a water animal with you. They called them seashells.
That sounds kind of gross.
Pinche morra. Estoy muy bien emocionado. Eso suena asqueroso.
I better head out.
Be vigilant out there.
Como dirían los españoles, le cortaste el rollo, tía. El rollo.
Looks like Gaia was able to unlock that door. There's a lot of equipment in here. Gaia, what was all this for?
This room was designed for management of the facility's vast seed banks. From here, control center operatives would have monitored new crop rotations into the automated farmlands, now known as Plainsong.
I see.
¿Y cómo se mantuvieron estas plantas? O sea, nadie las venía a arreglar ni nada. Pues supongo que estaba vaporcito. Maybe. ¿Qué es esto?
According to this console, there are still thousands of plant samples stored deep below the facility. I could ask Gaia about them the next time I talk to her.
Ay, ni le puse atención.
I've been tackling the design of the Ag Lab. Place is gonna have a lot of seed stock to work with. My favorite? Sample 626. Calotropis gigantea. The crown flower. We used to have one in our backyard. Butterflies always fluttering around. Every morning, August would run out there to check under the leaves. See if any caterpillars turned into chrysalises. Now, I'd like to imagine that the future will be filled with them.
Pues, ya estoy en el futuro aquí, carnal, y no parece.
When I met Hikaru, I figured he was just another bloodthirsty warlord.
Esto ya lo
Shaw was
hice.
right. Hikaru wants peace. It won't be easy. But with his new marshals, maybe his vision has a chance.
No sé por qué no los desmarca. O sea, si ya vi eso, ¿por qué no quita el signo de interrogación arriba? Ok, creo que ya di la vuelta.
I don't think that door had power before, but looks like it's malfunctioning. Looks like some kind of maintenance space.
¿Cuánto llevamos? Media horita.
cells? Huh.
Paso. Acertijo. A ver, aquí hay cositas. Esto es para una batería. ¿O para qué es? Eso es para una batería. Pero aquí tenemos dos. Tal vez haya otra dentro, ¿no? De la puerta.
That did it.
Aloy? A bunch of lights just turned on up here? Was that you?
Oh. Huh. Yeah, I guess it was.
Hmm. A ver. ¿Cuáles luces? ¿Esas? Maybe. No sé si ya estaban o no. Y quedó otra batería en caso de que la necesite eventualmente.
Better see what Beta and Varl are up to first. It sounded important.
Permíteme. Estoy investigando unos jales. Esto ya está investigado.
Door's locked. Was this door always locked?
Beta requested the use of that room as her personal space. I have locked it at her request.
Okay.
Ok. Por dos. Habla con Bar. Pues Bar, yo no te veo, ¿eh? ¿Se bugueó esto? Es que no tiene sentido, no sé para qué me manda acá si... Se me hace que se bugueó. A ver, vamos reiniciando esto. Sí, se había bugueado.
Hi! Happy birthday, Isaac. Daddy sure does love his little big man.
She found that recording from the data on your focus. She's been watching it a lot. I think it helps calm her.
You know, I used to watch this a lot too. Whenever I wanted to take my mind off things.
Daddy sure does love his little big...
But there's something you need to tell me?
While you were gone, I came down here to check on her. Then we started talking. Right, Beta? She's been thinking about how to capture Hephaestus, studying the data Gaia gave her. But we started talking about some other stuff. You know, just getting to know each other, right? And then she told me that one of the Zeniths might be different from the others.
Tilda. You saw her at the Hades Proving Lab.
Go on.
On the way to Earth, the Zeniths never showed their faces. My servitor caretaker referred to them as my benefactors, and promised I'd meet them someday, when I had learned enough.
And then?
One day, a data channel opened in my training interface. In it, Tilda was waiting for me, in a virtual replica of a house on a cliff, overlooking the ocean. It was beautiful. She showed me paintings, books, media files. We met there in secret many times. But a few months later, it stopped.
Está bullado esto, ¿verdad?
I found some data about Tilda at the Hades Proving Lab.
Sí, está bullado.
I think she was the liaison between Far Zenith and Zero Dawn. She knew Elizabeth Sobek, that's for sure.
Maybe that's why she reached out to you?
Y sale ya en medio su clon, güey. Es el clon del clon del clon. No puede ser.
What else can you tell us about Tilda?
She liked to talk about her paintings.
What about herself? Did she ever talk about her life on Earth, how she joined the Zeniths, something like that?
She never said much about herself, and she hated it when I asked too many questions. But I think back on Earth, she was an expert programmer, given that she built a data channel the other Zeniths couldn't detect.
Is there anything else about her that we might be able to use to our advantage?
She was the first real person who ever bothered to speak to me. I wasn't really assessing her for strengths and weaknesses.
Se te nota en la cara, o sea, te veías muy enojada, No se veía ni madres. Porque ahí tienes el clon de la clon en medio. Primero Eloy es una clon. Y luego tienes la clon de la clon. Y luego tienes un clon que no debería existir aquí en medio.
You said that Tilda reached out to you using a data channel?
It appeared in my training interface as another assignment. When I opened it, there were a series of intermittent glitches. I realized they formed a transpositional cipher. Instructions on how to open up a new virtual space. When I entered it, my training interface disappeared. Instead of the usual holographic teachers and files, I was in a perfect recreation of her home.
And you're sure the other Zeniths never knew about it?
To them, it looked like I was still in training, toiling away, alone.
Y es que no mames.
So this secret virtual space looked like a house with an ocean view?
I could see whitecaps and hear waves crashing on rocks below. And there were gulls crying outside. Inside, Tilda had frames that showed off her favorite paintings, changing at intervals to match the light. There was an armchair she liked. She'd sit there and gaze outside while I looked through her things. We spent hours in that house. I never wanted to leave.
Y hasta le hace zoom, güey, y no se ve ni madres de su cara.
You said Tilda showed you paintings and let you access media files?
Every time we met, she showed me a new painting. I think she was Dutch. All of her favorite pieces were from their golden age in the 1600s. Portraits, allegories, ships at sea. She had so many.
They didn't interest you?
I liked her media portal. It had so much more than my training interface. Clips, shows, holos. My favorite was this one called Second Time Around, about a family whose kid comes back after disappearing during the Hot Zone crisis.
Right, but did this portal have anything about the Zeniths themselves? Anything we could use?
No. Any information about them was redacted.
Chale.
So Tilda set up a secret virtual space where she could talk to you, a house on a cliff. Then later, she cut you off. But other than the fact that Tilda knew Elizabeth, you don't know why she did those things?
I don't! Okay? I thought of every possible reason that would make her leave, but whatever I did wrong, I don't know what it is. When I finally met the others, she ignored me. Acted like the data channel never existed. None of this even matters. Tilda's the same as the others. It won't help us defeat them.
Okay. Let's leave it at that then.
Nos vemos, dos clones. Ta madre,
What's
esto
wrong?
pasamos puertas.
I'm trying, Varl. But she is tough to take. I'm out there in the wilds, risking my life every day, and all she can do is hide in there and tell us how hopeless it all is. I'm sorry, she's had a rough time, but she is really not helping right now.
You always seem to be on top of everything, so I sometimes forget about what you've been through. I mean, it wasn't that long ago you were so banged up you couldn't even walk. About that. When I pulled you out of the water back near the proving lab, you were muttering Rost's name. You never talk about him. But he raised you, trained you. You must miss him a lot.
Of course I do. But I don't have time to think about that now. I need to get back out there.
Okay. I'll keep working with Beta. Gaia says she knows a lot about Zero Dawn. And maybe she just needs some time to adjust, and then she can help us with Hephaestus.
Sure. But I won't hold my breath.
Ok. ¿Algo más que me quieras comentar, Peira? Ah, ya eres una. Nice.
Hey, I just, wanted to see how you're doing.
I'm fine.
And look, about earlier.
Forget it. Was there anything else?
So have you been able to make use of your expertise?
I guess so. Gaia transferred a lot of data on Hephaestus to study.
And? Any insights?
It looks like it's been modifying its code, increasing in size and complexity over the years. There's a lot to analyze still.
Okay, well... keep at it, I guess.
Si tienes una inteligencia artificial que se puede autoprogramar y mejorarse, el cerebro humano no podría seguirle la complejidad. O sea, cuando ves código, incluso de otra persona que es un ser humano, lo ves y a veces no se le entiende. Me estás diciendo que una pinche inteligencia artificial que se puede autoprogramar así a niveles bien cabrones, ¿le vas a entender ese mismo código? O sea, el código puede estar así todo bien inentendible para un humano. Y aún así sería más eficiente porque es una máquina y pues lo puede hacer, ¿no? Lo puede razonar. Es como, pues no sé, si tuvieras la capacidad de un chingo de cerebros, de cientos y cientos de cerebros al mismo tiempo. Lo equivalente a miles de cerebros humanos al mismo tiempo, conectados al mismo punto, trabajando de manera colectiva. Pues evidentemente un solo cerebro humano después no puede llegar a ver el código que este ser colectivo de potencia de cerebros humanos pudo haber hecho. O sea, un solo cerebro humano solamente no podría comprender todo eso. Entonces, ¿cómo vas a analizar ese código? Incluso pinche código seguramente es lenguaje de programación ya bien abstracto que hizo la pinche máquina. No creo que programe en JavaScript una madre así.
So have you been upstairs at all?
Not really. Varl sometimes comes down here to talk. He keeps asking if I'm okay. I thought he only wanted to know about my productivity, but it's almost like he actually wants to talk to me.
Yeah, I think he does.
¿Cómo se lo quedó viendo?
Have you talked with anyone else in the base?
I speak with Gaia. She asked me how I'm feeling and my opinion on various topics. I didn't expect that from an AI.
That's all thanks to Elizabeth. She believed Gaia had to care, not just follow her programming orders.
I know. Independent emotional processing enabled the previous version of Gaia to create you, after all.
Yeah. I guess so.
Al final de cuentas, su programación está hecha para que sea, para que le importen las cosas, ¿no? Pero realmente sí está siguiendo su programación.
What else can you tell me about Tilda?
She liked to talk about her paintings.
What about herself? Did she ever talk about her life on Earth, how she joined the Zeniths, something like that?
She never said much about herself, and she hated it when I asked too many questions.
Creo que esto ya.
Back on Earth, she was an expert programmer, given that she built a data channel the other Zeniths couldn't detect.
Sí, esto creo que ya, ¿no? Entonces ya quedó.
That's enough for now.
Good.
46 minutos. Señores, ustedes tienen cosas.
It's a little loud, Aaron.
I know. It makes you want to punch something.
More like someone.
You're the one that helped me find it.
People make mistakes.
Hey, Aloy. Is everything all right? It seemed like you and Varl were down in that basement for a while.
Yeah, everything's fine, I guess.
Well, okay. What can I do for you?
Yo creo que esta plática me la voy a aventar en el siguiente episodio. Para poder platicar con este güey, con la morra novia del Varl, y luego con Varl, y luego con el otro dude este que es Tanaj. Entonces sí, vamos dejándolo por aquí.
Back to reading, I guess.
Pues muy bien, lo voy a ir dejando por aquí. Para la siguiente vamos a continuar hablando con estos señoritos de por aquí y señorita. Y yo creo que nos vamos a aventar una de las misiones secundarias, ¿no? La que tenía chance esta, si es que se desbloquea. Y si no, va a ser esta. En donde estaban los... Tenía que sumergirme en un lago que estaba por ahí, pero todavía no tenía el respirador infinito. Entonces, pues ahora sí lo tengo, podemos ir a hacer esa. Muy bien, pues ese es el resumen de lo que vamos a hacer en el siguiente episodio. Sin más que añadir, me despido con...
Apparently it tastes worse the longer it takes to be delivered. Or something like that.
Maybe you can find the recipe?
I think it was just flat bread. With cheese. And some sauce.
I like it already.
Muy bien, pues como ya es de costumbre, me despido con un adiosito.